Slightly delayed, but here we go. Let's switch the overlay. That's this one. Here we go. The maps. Oops, excuse the coughing. Starting with the first pick for the host, Dizzylechuckles going for Amazon Tunnel. This would be the closed maps themed season. Season 3 had closed maps as a team, so Amazon Tunnel can be easily closed if you wanted to. Or you could play it open and aggressively, so we'll see what they choose to do here. For the first pick for Gold Shaft, we have Arena, a classic. No specific script there, just the regular ranked version. Should be familiar for most players. Then the band's Black Forest off the menu, as is Tulu. A new map. Image is not working. But here we go. Thanks for the sub, Dizzylechuckles. Thanks for playing. Sorry we couldn't balance it even better. But that is what it is. For the second pick, we have Big Freeze for Disney's team, and we have Zimbabwe for Jfish. That's more of an open map because it's kind of split between open and closed. Finally banning down to the neutral starting map. Limpopo of the menu. Fortress played on Regicide is out as well, leaving us with Pond Arena as the neutral starting map. So that should be a fun one to start. Wondering what they have in mind here. We see the snipes, the Mongols is off, Cumans is away. Good booming sim for any close map, of course. Mongols? No, wait, Zimbabwe is... Yeah, could be a Zimbabwe snipe, honestly. Because the flanks on Zimbabwe play open. But what are we going to see for Pond Arena? Persians seems like an obvious pick. Malay as well, even though you might want them for other closed maps for the fast up times as well. But I think these two are given for the Pond Arena. Portuguese as well. It's a water map. Come on. And even Italians. I mean, all of these could come into play in other situations, but it's what I would envision anyway. Do we have any standout naval civilizations here? Lithuanians comes to mind, could instantly drop the dock as they start with a little bit of extra food. So that boosts the fish. There's lots of fish in the middle of a pond arena. The Armenians probably going to be one as well. Something you usually don't necessarily see for the little closed maps, right? Unless you want to boom into full elephant archers. And otherwise, I have no idea. Vikings probably. Vikings, Japanese, maybe. We'll see how many I got as we go into the first game here. Now, mind you, there will be some fast forwarding as I go through the games here, because I do have something I need to catch in time later today. Let's crank up the sound a little bit at least. Right, so talking a little bit about the players before we move up. I see Portuguese and Malay, so I wasn't completely off here. Bengalis, yeah, they have self-healing ships, so that's gonna come in handy as well for these naval maps. There will be some Vikings as expected as well. Otherwise, the other civilizations not really something I would have predicted ahead of time. Michael Jackson with the Aztecs. I mean, the balls are really close here, so obviously you could still play it arena style and go for the Monk Rush Fast Imp Monk Traps or Castle Age Monk Rush Smush, if you will. Well, that was maybe the Saracens originally, but there's plenty of the fish in the middle here. That should not be ignored. Lots of food for whoever chooses to go to the middle to dock. Michael Jackson's pocket is Dizzylechuckles playing as the Portuguese. Potential for Feitorias in the late game, blocking the villager on the woodline here as well. Plenty of options for the Portuguese. Does give me an idea that there might be some water play in the planning here as well, but we'll see how that goes. So we move on. Now for the other pocket, Malay. Not very surprising on a map with abundance of fish like this. Could also use harbours as a strategical advantage here if you manage to control the middle. So for the long game, Malay could work out that way for sure with the unique technology. Thalassocracy. And finally, Zedonk with the Bengalis. In the orange here. Another strong monk and elephant sib as they are classified as. Maybe we'll see some late game battle elephants, who knows. But again, can't forget about the water, and Bengalis would still be good for water play as well. Left side, this Dikui with the Burmese against Bengalis. So two strong monk civilizations on the left side here. I believe Burmese have access to Hussars. So should there be any Imperial Age monk fighting, Burmese a little bit stronger than the Bengalis, only getting light cavalry. Could be that we'll see a monk matchup, but it's a closed maps team after all, so players probably used to playing monks in different scenarios, whether it be Castle Age or Imperial Age. So for pocket with the Burmese are the Gurjaras, getting the bonus food to start, 250 food underneath the town center. These berry bushes, quite nice. Makes it easier to get more smoothly up through the ages. Shirivams also have control in the middle. We see docking now from both sides, Malay and Burmese docking, so there will be some naval fighting to consider here. Here comes the teal dock as well. Yeah, they're all going to dock the middle, by the looks of it, most of them anyway. Uriarsk are going to support the Burmese on the left-hand side. Also got good cavalry options against masked monks, if that's what we're going to see here. But you need to Chankramthor is not a bad shout, or the camels if at some point large masses of cavalry enter the field. In the green, sneaky stab as the Vikings. Longboats in the middle could be a way to claim the map in the Castle Age. Don't really envision the players spending time in feudal age fighting here. It's all in all of their interests to get the boom going, since this is a closed arena style map. Your home base isn't at risk of being hit. Of course, you need to contest the fish, but feel like there won't be a lot of it. Yeah, of course. If there is a sheep stuck. Who has that? Skill issue. Let's see where that could have been, but oh, it's there. that's hiding. That turkey is hiding very well. Well, I guess they decided to play on, since I wasn't available at the time until a little bit later. Feudal Age is in for the Malay, so fast feudal, not too uncommon for Malay on these maps, but usually then to get the economic upgrades in Feudal Age. But here we have double docks, so Dizzylechuckles going for the middle control. Going to produce double docks, galleys here. Finally, we have Dravidians for charge here, getting an extra 200 wood upon reaching the next stage. Could mean an instant second dock. Galleys for the Vikings as well, so we'll be looking at some galleys war in the middle here. But one dock actually denied, I missed that. So that's a a good spot from Dizzylechuckles to deny the third dock from the Vikings. Certainly setting back the galleys production here. First 3 galleys out. Similar in numbers. Fish situation. Not all of these Dizzylechuckles are going to the middle. We don't have any fish from orange or red. That does set them back economically. But that also means that they're going to cast Lage significantly earlier, which could be huge on this map. Michael Jackson, for example, cast Lage. He does have the archery range now. A little bit disappointing not to go straight for the cast Lage and the monks here, in my opinion. Monk Siege Bushy would be so strong against them. Naval invested Feudal Age Dravidians player. They wouldn't have any way to deal with that. And the Sneaky Stab also committed to the Feudal Age. So a Castle Age push here on land could be devastating against Gold Shaft's right hand side. Left side we see going up to the next stage. And in fact Dravidians player going up as well. Military size in favor of Dizzylechuckles here. So that Dizzylechuckles have some decent control over the middle. Castlage, will the Dravidians invest in the middle? We have Bengalis going for the boom there, didn't invest in the water at all. We'll see if that's something they'll get back to later. If Dizzylechuckles manage to control the middle, down go the green galleys. 4 docks producing for the Vikings. So the pocket Vikings player is hugely invested into the middle area. That's a lot of investment, but he's also the only player producing naval armies. That could long-term maybe work into Gold Shaft's favor, even though they are losing the fish currently. If they win it back, they still have some strategic advantage on water. Castle at home for this degree. It's also a siege workshop from the Kuriaras. Not the most obvious play. Maybe they'll pop out an elephant or two, siege armored elephant to break through the walls and take down buildings. It will certainly do some damage to Zdonk's boom with the Bengalis. Risky move on the flank of these maps. But having seen the docking in the middle, Zedonk also knows that the amount of army on land at this point will be somewhat limited. Defensive castle for charge. Ranged units from Michael Jackson won't really be contributing much here. That doesn't even make any military. So that archery range hasn't really been put to any significant use yet. Hasn't been used at all. Little domination for Dizzylechuckles it looks like, but Sneaky Stab is making the most of the galleys here, taking out lots of fish. Or taking out all the fish of Dizzylechuckles. Camel, well that's just a camel scout, but here come the armored elephants. 3 of them, okay. So Iron by armored elephant for Gold Shaft. See if they have any luck with that over here. Not much action on the right hand side for now, so let's keep an eye on the left. That is 4 armored elephants. Not something Zedonk will expect here, and Zedonk no military at all, no land military whatsoever for Dizzylechuckles. This could be an incredibly deadly push. Let's see how quickly these elephants can push through here. So I've seen this play with other unit combinations, but not with armored elephants and Arabai like this. This kind of reminds me like of the old-timey double castle Arabai Turks, no, Huns, Tarkans style push. Monster going up. Zedonk with enough wood to pop up a few more monasteries, but the Arabai count already dangerously high here. They have such high damage output as well. 12 damage. Not very accurate, so the base accuracy is only 20. But these elephants are going to tear down the town centers in no time. And I think the next target should actually be the monastery now. Might even take down the monastery before the monk pops out here. While the Arabai raid about, and even if one monk pops out here, the Arabai will probably take care of that monk relatively easily. Yeah, I think Zedonk needs to flee here. It's up on the right hand side. Not much. Dizzylechuckles are winning water. Castle Age coming in for the Malay and for the Portuguese. So with one player out, it still isn't necessarily game over here. We've seen comebacks from worse situations than this. But Zedonk going to lose a lot of the economy here. Spearman popping out, also a good shout, but the Arabai should be able to handle those. Zedonk will be forced to reboom with the Bengalis inside of CWB's base. As more units stream in as well. 6 armored elephants now. Ooh, demo against Galleys. That should never work, to be honest. If your attention is on point. Yellow also joining here. Massive naval investment. And you know, it's not that... The map isn't that established. So... at least not for the community overall. So it could be hard to tell how much you should invest into the middle area. Now, CWB is in trouble here now because the armored elephants and the Arabai, they should be moving on. They should have been moving on. Maybe a little bit earlier, to be honest, but there's still no military on land here for a CWB to deal with this, so it's still going to be a tough one. Kind of an interesting market placement, not going to allow the elephants to enter from that angle, but I guess you could make openings elsewhere without much issues. Spearman actually getting some hits in here, and the elephant 2 HP. One more hit from the spear, at least one of those guys go down. As more armored elephants trickle in. Interesting play, this. Vikings booming at home base. Water completely lost for Gold Shaft, so the economic lead is still in the hands of Dizzylechuckles, even with Zedonk only at only 17 villagers. And we do have Michael Jackson doing Imperial Age here as well. Has not taken any damage from the Urumi swordsman over here. Will be prepared to deal with those. May have been seeing right through Charles' plans of playing Dravidian's unique unit infantry style play here. Charles seen the... actually hasn't seen the ranges. But has an archery range to prepare any potential skirmishers if need be. Now going for CWB here, where Zedonk is also rebooming. Maybe Zedonk will need to evacuate again, but defensive mangonel in place should keep the elephants away. They still are classified as siege, so they should be taking decent damage from the mangonel as well. But CWB chooses not to move out just yet, popping up a defensive castle instead. Probably a good call, given the amount of Arabai here would easily... that the amount of Arabai here would easily one-shot this mangonel. From the raid. One monk in defense, couple more in the queue. Mangonel could get a lucky shot in here. Castle may not complete, but look at the choke point here. It's just a few mangonel hits away, and you weaken these by significantly. Unfortunately, they get too close to the mangonel and take it out. I suppose soon to become Arbalest probably for Michael Jackson. Let's see if he can make a counter push. The clock is ticking for the right hand side here now to start pushing. So even starting to think about that late game trade of Gold Shaft's side with connecting their walls, making it harder to raid them as they go. Castle won't be staying up long. Here CWB tries to batter down the siege or armored elephants with villagers. Has some decent luck here, but at risk of losing the castle might be a bit low, so to repair it as well. Yeah, not looking good for these Dizzylechuckles in the first game here. It salvaged the castle though. Now the armbar is stuck inside of CWB's base. Not sure if that's great, because they're still going to do plenty damage and idle a lot of economy here. But the castle doing some work here. Iron Boy actually going down. Only 12 Iron Boy left, most of them outside of the base here. Somehow CWB defended them and survived this push, so yeah, game not over. Here comes a castle in the middle, securing some neutral resources as well. And Michael Jackson with the Arbalest Ram capture push here. I think Plastics get Siege Ram as well, don't they? Siege Ram is in, okay. Pity the ranged units don't have the rams go faster. Elephant archers for the obedience here. Are Dizzylechuckles pushing back here? Oh, this is a nasty push against the blue player, who is at risk of losing basically everything they have at this point. Some smart gates around the castle here, but not going to be enough to keep the siege rams away. 9 siege rams now to protect the arbalests. And now the blue player facing, well, not defeats here, because it's going to be able to escape with quite a few builders. But obviously not going to be able to contribute to this game for a while yet. So we have a situation where both of the flanks in a rather rough position. It's chasing the elephants. That's a lot of armored elephants out there. Now going for the docks to limit any fish advantage for these Dizzylechuckles. They have 17 fish each, the players that are in the middle here. Eleven sea crabs on the field. And what will the Vikings do against this? Going for the Berserkers. We do have arbalests for Michael Jackson though, so Berserkers not necessarily that much of a threat. I don't think the boats will be able to stop these. Okay, they do decent damage to be fair. There's quite a chunk of Portuguese Knights here as well. They should make quick work of the elephants. Also of the Iron Boy if they can get close enough, but that's going to be significantly more difficult. Three castles at home base for sneaky stab. Berserkers, are they elite? And what are our no unique technologies yet? Ooh, Scorpions out of it as well. Shooting right through the arbalests here, weakening them along the way. Berserkers taking out the siege rams, so looks like Berserker Scorpion is enough to keep the push from the red player away here. Michael Jackson, yes, did take out blue here, but is going to be stopped from moving further. Will be needing some other kinds of siege weapons, perhaps. The game? Still anyone's game here. Economy, similar. Middle water could be a strategic advantage to push from for Dizzylechuckles as the game goes on. For example, these castles may be rangeable by cannon galleons. But the Guriar's camels, that's bad news for the Portuguese knights though. The Portuguese obviously don't have paladin either, they only get cavalier in Imperial Age, speaking of Imperial Age, which is halfway. Also for the Guriar's getting up there, which means that heavy camel will be in well ahead of the cavalier upgrade for Dizzylechuck. Aztecs keeping the forward position here, taking the gold of what used to be the blue player's base as well. But the siege trans numbers up again. As the only player missing Imperial Age for Dizzylechuckles is the orange player, but certainly getting a decent economy back up and running here. Charge also getting the economy back, but arguably a less efficient economy, very clustered around the woodlands over here. Let's see if the elephants can deal with this castle here. It's going to be close, but if Dizzylechuck loses this castle, suddenly the home base is very, very exposed to the armbar raids. Looks like the elephants are dealt with though, and the villagers panic preparing. The Portuguese player lives to fight further on. CWB with the pikemen as well, so now contributing to the fighting for sure. Armby go down yet again, and we'll have to wait for another wave of them to move forward for Testicui here. Fish still alive. 17 fish for each player. Lots of food, although running lower in the middle now. About 6,000 food left in the middle docks. So for the... Oh! Turkey is free! Heavy Cavalier. Cavalier not really going to be an option here for Dizzylechuck anymore. Lost most of the knights and now wisely going into the Halberdier upgrade instead. Care, says Blue. I'm wondering what that was meant to indicate. Another attempt for Michael Jackson to push through here. Huge mass of Arbalists to be fair. Oliger coming in for CWB as well. Must be thinking about hitting the Iron by first and foremost with the Oliger approach. Heavy Castles entering to raid. Now the castle is still up, so Dizzylechuck has decent defenses here, can garrison both the castle and the town center. So the camels shouldn't be doing all that much over here. Another wave of siege rams and arbalists fought back here down to half the numbers of arbalists that Michael Jackson just had. Yeah, really should have revolved that, says Dizzylechuck, and that keeps would have kept the raids out for sure. So the Campbell's getting some value here. And yeah, village count dwindling actually. Let's go back to the resources panel. Oh, lost 71 villagers, so lost quite a few villagers to the previous raids as well. No one running out of resources quite yet. wonder if we have some trade plans. No, market's not gone up yet. We did lose the blue player. Elephant's back. Let's have a look and see if has been any sling. Not really that much, just some market usage here to trade resources. Heavy Scorpion for the Vikings. Makes it harder to push for Michael Jackson, although the Seed Traps should be able to keep it somewhat safe. Could it only be a reaction to the Scorpions, maybe? The Malay player going for on the gears. Here they are. Forced Levy. No, not Forced Levy, these are Burmese. Infantry now. Champion is in. Getting that Burmese attack bonus as well. +1 attack brave starting in the feudal age. I could only assume that these skirmishers are doing decent, funnily enough. That takes down the last few iron by here. Looks like the right side push has come to a bit of an end. Green now pushing back organ guns for the Portuguese. Needs a larger mass here, but with a large enough mass of organ guns, you might be able to clean up some of this. The issue is just that the Scorpions have further range. 8 range total now. DWB is subject to some raids again here now. Trebuchet is pushing the castle, so the defensive castle probably going to go down here now. Not that many resources in the bank for CWB, as the stone won't last for repairs all that long, and the gold is running low as well. Purple player now going to struggle, which means that Zedong, who got chased away from home base early, is also in danger here. And right hand side with the Scorpions, Elite Berserkers push as well. Massed organ guns, just not enough of them here, and the light cab should not be trading great against the Vikings, considering the... Well, that's not really, that's more of a ranged upgrade. Yeah, so missing the Chieftain's tech for the Vikings. Maybe got those mixed up. I mean, the old really tech in the Imperial Age for Vikings did affect the Berserkers, so could have been a mix-up there. Siege of Yours out from Michael Jackson. Let's see if we can get some good hits in there. Takes out quite a few Scorpions. Only 14 Scorpions left now for Sneaky Stab. Has ballistics for them, so makes it easier to hit moving targets. But with the champions now raiding side of CWB's base as well. Gold Shaft take the first game. The GG well played is called. And we'll move on to Dizzylechuckles' first home map. Let's have a look at the statistics before moving on. Honestly, relatively even game for a long time there. It's just something about the timings and the decisions in the heat of the moment, like re-walling your base to prevent new raids from entering, or moving your push further a bit earlier for potential, I mean, to hit your opponent's next opponent before they have the time to react, like the Vikings player did with the multiple castles and units transition. Look, really taking the beating early on there, but Charles as well did not get to a position to contribute very much. Was getting there in the end, massing some elephant archers, but still a good while to go. Cannon galleons on the water could be good, yeah. Could even take out Scorpions on the side here if they get too close to the shoreline with cannon galleons. So having one water, must not forget that it could still be useful with Arquebus indeed, yeah. Right, so let's cross out some civs here. Malay, Bengalis, Aztecs, and Portuguese going down here. Whereas for the winning side, we had Dravidians, Burmese, and what were the others? Vikings. Yes. Is that one? Check. You could pick your opponent's home map. Don't know why you would. It's called a home map for a reason, but let's just assume in the pattern of choices here that they go with their first pick first, so Amazon Tunnel. In which case I would expect to see Teutons, possibly Koreans. Slavs would be a good one as well. For the opposing team, Turks comes to mind with the bombard towers and instant chemistry. Lithuanians for Paladin. And yeah, maybe Spanish, for example. Let's have a look. Just pop right into the next one. Game 2, just had to respond to a text here. Amazon Tunnel coming up. That some players find amazing, which I don't understand, but map pool, and we are here for it. It's like a weight training manual or something in between the woods here. So huge passage to the middle, some neutral golds and stones, nothing huge, but you do want to try and secure as much of the middle as possible. There are how many? 7, 2, 4, 6, 8 relics in the middle. And to be fair, slightly favoring Dizzylechuckles' side. They have 5 relics closer to their side, so the Gold Shaft may need to be on the aggressive here. It's played on explored, so you know where to go, basically, to try and get your most efficient wall off, or how to push it. Let's have a look at the civilizations here. Sneaky stab with the Bohemians. So Hussite wagons and Hofenise come to mind here. Strong siege weapons for the Imperialists, but you need to get there, right? So, yeah, also trash monks, which we don't see play that frequently, but monks only costing food. Interesting gimmick for the Bohemians. Britons for charge, the one maybe ultimate defensive civilization for close and choke pointy maps. If you get to elite longbowman with the appropriate full upgrades, you'll be looking at a range unit with 12 range total, which effectively matches the range of a generic bombard cannon. So, not to be joking around, it's terribly difficult to get close to. Spanish for Testiqui here. Don't really feel like we'll be seeing conquistadors here, but you have the fully upgraded paladins for Spanish for the Imperial Age, not to mention the Spanish trade bonus, which is probably the more obvious reason to pick them. Aside from their many options, of course, gaining gold through researching research, full blacksmith, great cavalry, decent gunpowder. What's not to like? abnormal with the Celts. So we'll probably be seeing some siege undercuts at some point for the Celts. If the game goes long enough, that would be a way to try to sneak into the other side for the players. Okay, we have some action here. So just a quick run through. Ethiopians, Koreans, Teutons, and Hindustanis for Dizzylechuckles. Hindustan is going to provide the Imperial Camels as the alternative to having a Paladin civilization. Of course, Teutons get Paladin if you need them. And yeah, Koreans, amazing towers. Ethiopians, faster firing archers, but more importantly, got access to all of the siege weapons. Not to mention the unique technology. And this wall is pretty darn decent from Dizzylechuckles. They're securing all but one relic, and it doesn't look like that's going to be contested. So yes, Gold Shaft will be getting a head start here, economy-wise, because they're not committing to the early walling in the same manner, but they will also not be able to, won't be able to get away with any early aggression here against their opponents. Let's see what they're up to. Double palisades here, they're not taking any chances. Well, I guess not. Okay, so maybe we'll see some feudal age aggression here from these Dizzylechuckles after they've secured the front walls. I mean, the forward villagers could... Ooh! Some proper forwarding here. The scouts are on point though. All four starting scouts staying close to each other here. They're not really moving further out. It's another layer of walls. Okay. Realizing the first wall didn't get contested, these Dizzylechuckles move even further out. And scouts just on patrol, close to home base here. Barracks up for the Spanish. Going to the feudal age at 20 pop. Almost feels like a scouts or men-at-arms play here, which is confusing to me, but to be fair, they haven't scouted the walling here, so maybe they think they can still get away with some early aggression here. Barracks for mittens as well, Britons. 99 out of 100 times creating the ranged units. Alright, so they still haven't spotted the very forward walls here, so that's going to be lots of relics to claim already in the early castle age for these Dizzylechuckles undisturbed there. 8 relics, that's no joke. If one player collects all 8 relics, that's a pretty decent trickle of resources. Oh, just the timing on that one. Villager there just in time. Another layer of palisades going up here. It is a commitment, but it's also just the teal player committing here. The other three free to work out what they want at home. So scouts for Dizzylechuck. We have the building foundations acting as walls here for Gold Shaft. So they're using their villager time more productively close to home base here. And now a kind of defensive tower right on the wall as well. One that Zedon could easily batter down with villagers, but now the archers are here, so no point trying to contest that, just keep walling behind. Feudal age now on the way, so the Ethiopians player will eventually get those stone walls up as well. Buying lots of time here to just get the economy sorted back home, get to the next Aegis castle stage, now on the way for a sneaky stab. Probably going to go straight into boom here. Not that many wood, so could be a. I should still be able to drop a couple of town centers. We're through the first layer of walls here, but what Gold Shaft don't know is that, well, they just spotted that there's another layer of walls here, and Dizzylechuckles has 5 scouts out total here with the Hindustanis. Also getting help from his teammate scouts, so protecting those walling villagers, making sure that Gold Shaft can't really get through easily. Castle Age is kicking in here. Still 2 players committed to the Feudal Age for Dizzylechuckles. Resources not quite there for the Hindustanis, lacking some food and gold. Food investment gone into the scouts here. But Zedonk about to get there with the Ethiopians. Will he get the stone walls up in time though? Oh, risky to pull the scouts through the palisade gates here. This is an ambitious wall as well, even if there are 3 villagers. Yeah, pulling a little bit further behind maybe, because the archers are here. They will be breaking through that palisade gate shortly, as Dizzylechuckles is left with only 2 scouts here. That's not going to be enough to kick these archers away, so maybe Gold Shaft have a chance to get through after all. So a little bit too greedy with the forward walling here for Zedonk, unfortunately. There, it's not likely that. Ooh. Oh, using the nice. Okay, so again, buying some time here. Diagonal or with a gate. That's the middle tile, but you need to complete these as well. These scouts are pushing through faster than you'd think, and the archers as well. They have fletching, obviously. There are 10 of them. They should be breaking through those palisades very quickly. We are rushing the walls up, but the archers will be pulling through. I do think they'll find the weak spot here and move on as well, because now the villagers can't re-wall behind. That's going to be a castle for the Teutons. That is indeed going to be a Teuton's castle. Maybe on this hill. Steal the golden stone over here and hopefully completing before the archers can pull through here. But that's only 5 villagers building. So now Gold Shaft need to move forward immediately and try and spot that in time. Because that can be denied. That can be denied if you spot it in time. Army's moving forward now. Nice. Yellow moving forward. Will he see the castle? Maybe expect there to be a castle here already, but you need to scout it. Need to get an idea. The scouts are weak, but they're should still be able to get there somehow. Got no time to lose. So we need to keep pushing further to get some value from these armies. A little bit too hesitant movement here, but going for a castle of their own instead. Should be decent enough. I mean, Gold Shaft, having not really invested into walls at all, should have the economic advantage here, at least in terms of resources spent. They have fewer villagers overall. A fast Imperial Age here, or not fast, but an earlier Imperial Age here than the opponents could certainly shake things up here. That's a couple of trebuchets out and those walls won't be lasting long. Dizzylechuckles on point here, tries to target the builders with the light cab, but the castle will complete. In the end, still got access to a decent chunk of relics here for Dizzylechuckles. Didn't start collecting them yet, but they have entered the castle age now. Will we see that being prioritized at all? Maybe not. I want to start thinking about pushing back already. Just have one player aim for Imperial Age and just try to get Gold Shaft away from the middle as early as possible as another castle goes up. That's almost within range from the Teuton's castle. If you get the blacksmith upgrades, the fletching and bodkin arrow, and granulations to unique technology for the Teutons. Does look to me like Gold Shaft have a better boom setup here. 3 DCs, 4 DCs, 3 DCs, 5 DCs. 4, 4, 3, 3. For the other team as well. Yes, it comes down to efficiency and food setup here. And the food situation seems to be healthier for Dizzylechuckles. So maybe they will be able to claim the villager lead here. Castle for Teutons as well. Another reason to pick Teutons for this map, of course, is the unique technology with the extra range for the castles, granulations. Makes it increasingly harder to push through. You will need well, Hoofnisa should do the trick actually with their extra damage output and their good range, but technically 8+5 range castles would outrange cannons, so you may need trebuchets here. Any sign of an Imperial Age here? Not just yet. Maybe we'll speed it up a little bit now to get some idea here of some rams added from the back here from Abnormal. We'll make an opening in the middle here and of course eventually get to siege rams to push through. Imperial Age on the way for Sneaky Stab and CWB, so Koreans going to instantly get access to keeps. We have the trade route set up probably for both teams as well, markets popping up as we go here. And siege workshop from the Koreans as well. Siege gears from Koreans, there are some unique technologies applying to white Koreans, I said. Ethiopians, I mean. Ethiopians, torsion engines, unique technology to boost the splash damage of siege, so to speak. Short trade route for now, not going to yield huge amounts of gold, but as you get to the Imperial Age and get the Onager and Siege Onager technologies, you'll be able to free up the corners for a long and efficient and safe trade route. More layers of walls going up. No fortified wall just yet. Zedonk may not have the university. There it comes. So first research should probably be fortified wall. Trebuchet's pushing the first castle of the Teutons now. Still no unique technology, but Bodkin Arrow is in at least. It is an Imperial Age tech, so still needs some time to get to that. Trebuchet is making quick work of the Teuton's castle. Fortified walls taking some hits as well as another layer of walls being pulled up behind there. I don't even know how you click these villagers behind these layers of walls. All player except Zilong in the Imperial Age now. We need the Imperial Age Ethiopians here now to push this back. I think we need the siege on. Oh, never mind. I thought these were teal. I'm getting confused by the walls and the. But I guess the Korean structure should give it away. Siege Onger coming in for the Koreans. Revelation coming in for the Teuton's castles as well. So the extra ranged castles should be 8+5 ranged castles. That will keep the push away to some extent, actually outranging the bombard cannons. At least until siege engineers can be researched. Thanks for the whole assemblage. Still only capped rams for the Celts. Where is that siege ram upgrade? The food doesn't quite allow it. Koreans with siege on your right, around the corner now. About to complete that upgrade. Let's have a quick look at the... Yeah, no unique tech just yet. Also not making use of the Korean towers just yet to fortify the middle position. But the stone walls keep things away for now. 3 relics for either player, so they've collected most, but not all of them. This one is up for grabs for Gold Shaft as well. Cavalry numbers increasing now. Will we see the camels from Dizzylechuckles side as well? Trade is running. Neither team has expanded the trade route just yet, but it does seem a little bit more efficient for Gold Shaft. Britain's crossbows, but elite longbowman coming in now, so we are going to see mainly elite longbows rather than arbalists here from the Britons. Spanish paladins on the menu, trebuchets and hoofknees now, quite a few of those to very likely make quick work of the Teuton's castle. Siege ram timing perfect there as they're about to crunch through the walls, and the fortifications to go down. Keeps now. We're going to need some more defensive fortifications further back here now as soon as possible for Dizzylechuckles, because this is a huge push, and with the hoofknees especially, even the siege on yours is not that much of a threat. 12+1 range as siege engineers is now in as well. Halberdiers and hand cannoneers here. Let's see if the paladins can get close enough to the hand cannoneers. Halberdier numbers decent, but it's the Koreans fielding the halberdiers here, which is decent, but not ideal as you're missing the last attack upgrade. But then again, you also needed Teutons to provide paladins as the only civilization with access to that. Diving into sniper trebuchets should be able to do so here, but the trebs are expendable now that the 16 hoofknees are now out on the field and being covered by the mighty elite longbow range units here now. If I could select one of them. There he is. 6+6 range. Ridiculous. Cleaning up most of the things around here, but to be fair, quite a few of the hoofknees were taken down by the Teuton's cavalry as well, so not entirely a waste. Longbowman production halted for now. Looks like Charles is population capped. Might want to consider deleting some villagers for more population space here. It's 60 long woman almost, but you'd certainly want more production and trickle on the field here. Halberdier numbers, yes, they are in production, but they're really not in the numbers they need to be here, as we have the Ethiopians adding halberdiers as well. That's fine, because they have full upgrades on those. They also get the pikeman upgrade instantly upon reaching the cast stage. So a tough push here. Gold Shaft getting returns for the fact that they didn't commit to that early walling, and are just a few beautiful siege on your shots away from taking out a lot of these Infantonists hand cannoneers. But they do have 7+2 range, so they actually match the range of the siege on girls, and when you have a group like this, you will easily one-shot siege on girls as well. Ooh, was that stone lost? No. Blue did not lose a stone. Blue deletes the castle in time, but where are they going from here? They're still missing some more towers here, like some kind of bombard towers, something. Anything further back to delay this push and allow Dizzylechuckles to stabilize, to get some more of their defensive counter units out, more halberdiers most likely. But this is a massive push from Gold Shaft, and they haven't taken any damage at home base since the early game, if any at all. I don't even see how you push back this combination at this point. You have Paladins, you have Elite Longwoman, you have Hoofnisa, you have Kelt Sea Trollingers, which fire faster and produce faster. Get enough of those out and you'll even take down castles easily. Slowly moving through the choke point here. It's only a matter of time until the trade route gets hit here. The Imperial Camels are out, which sets back the Spanish Paladins quite a bit. Imperial Camels going to dive in to try and take out the Hoofnisa as well, but can't really forget about these Britain's longbows either. More than 60 of those. Our bombard tower is forward as well, and Sneaky Stab now fortifying the position for the Bohemians here. Has been close to population cap for a while. Has 24 Hoofnisa out somehow, and they're all probably forward here. They'll one-shot anything at this point. The castles won't be staying up for long. Even the Teuton's Revelations castles here can't do enough. There just aren't enough castles over here. Teuton's desperate switch over to some kind of cavalry situation here now, but military-wise, Gold Shaft twice the military size here from Dizzylechuckles. I think we're closing in on a 2-0. Tram now on the field as well, will also deal with buildings. Nice and quickly. No resource struggles just yet, maybe for stone for Dizzylechuckles. I feel like we might want to sling the Teutons here or something to get some more castles up, some bombard towers maybe. Need to do something to try and retake the position, but the GG is called. the orange carry again. Was it orange carry was it sneaky stab carry the previous game? Maybe it was. But to be fair, Michael Jackson played well for Dizzylechuckles the previous game as well, so. Through the scores before moving on to the next map. We 160 unit skill and 28 billings raised for the Bohemians. That's the power of the late game Bohemians in these choke pointy maps. What are we going to do about it? Great boom for the cats there as well. Easily able to get those siege weapons out. Super fast cast leaves for the Bohemians here, at least compared to the others. Getting a head start to the boom. Right. To the map draft. Amazon tunnel down. Might see big freeze next. But first, let's cross out the civilizations spent here. Indians, students. Ethiopians, Hindustanis, whereas we had Spanish, Bohemians, Britons, and Celts for Sneaky Stab's team. We could also see Arena versus Zimbabwe here, but Big Freeze is coming up next. A little bit of a different map, has Palisade Walls, also has plenty of shorefish in the middle to boost your food income. So, could favor good nature aggression to some extent. We'll see what they bring us for the next one, so let's just pull it up. Expect to see something more like hideout style civilization for these. Maybe even some scout archer knight crossbow approaches. Yep. Mind your pigs for this one because they could spawn outside. The early scouting is important. In fact, the pigs spawn outside for all of the players. 4 pigs outside for most of them. Your early scouting will be important. We have charts as the Japanese here. Could that mean some kind of a Metatar's Towers play? Not unheard of. The players are close to each other. But also being up against poles, maybe a towers isn't the brightest idea. We'll see. Magyars in a pocket for this degree would be good play scouts here. That instant forting would help to break through any palisade walls, and if you're supported by your flank providing ranged help as well, you might be looking at some nice and early damage. In purple, we have Sneaky Stab as the Franks. Another great paladin sim, of course. While Abnormal goes for the Mayans here on the right-hand side flank. More often than not going for an Archer's Crossbow Arbalest combo for the Mayans, since their archers cost 10, 30 and 30% less as you move through the ages from feudal age onwards. CWB with the Byzantines though should be able to camp this out and defend nicely with the cheaper skirmishers if need be, but also potential for faster and earlier Imperial Age. That's why you check maps ahead of the time. Dizzylechuckles, just run it once and you're done with farms. But who am I to judge? I don't prepare for tournaments ever. Poles on flank could be towers and archers. Not unheard of, as the Poles collect gold through stone mining, or at least a percentage. So they wouldn't necessarily need to mine gold to be able to produce a few archers to strengthen their towers. Very close to losing his scouter, but getting Michael Jackson joining in here. And so Sneak Stab loses Scout, but so does CWB almost. So they're going to trade 1-for-1 potentially here. Rest of the Scouts joining in as well. Let's see how that goes. Take the elements. So there aren't any deer to push here, you have farms instead, and of course you could pop up a mill in the middle to collect the shorefish as well, if you want to risk moving outside that early. Not sure what the meta has developed to be like on Big Freeze for that. Zolonk with the hunts, providing the Georgians with 20% faster working stables. Really nice if the Georgians are going for scouts as well, which will self-heal. And then also produce faster. Could be powerful for the early game. Now I think it's time to speed it up a little bit. And see if they are going for any feudal age aggression here. Looks like 1920 pop up here for Gold Shaft. They are committing, whereas Dizzylechuckles, they are going down more the fast castle route, possibly here. Only 2 of them mining gold. And there's the feudal age in for Gold Shaft's side. Up comes the archery range for the Japanese. No tower shenanigans for Dizzylechuck after all. Scouts popping out for Testicui here, and also for Sneaky Stab, so full on feudal age here, double ranges for Abnormal as well. Scouts Archers. Full on for Gold Shaft, whereas Dizzylechuckles. Look at the resource tabs here, they are close to those cast age clicks. Would mean a huge advantage in power for the players of Dizzylechuckles side, if they can keep the aggression away for long enough. I guess good early fights for Gold Shaft here, now having revealed their plans. Forcing a defensive tower from Dizzylechuck, but Dizzy is gone for skirmishers, okay. Skirmishers aren't that commonly seen in team games at this stage, because there's usually always going to be a pocket player providing cavalry, and which would make it easy for the cavalry player to just get too close to the skirmishers to use their ranged weapons, because they have minimum range, and just take them out. Thus, apparently scare them away after all though. As Gold Shaft try to hit the next target, the Huns player who is just about to reach Castle Age. That's probably why they're targeting green now as well. Because they've seen the late feudal age indicating that this is a fast castle play. Which makes it all the more important to hit the green player. Oh, range. So close to... Stupid bear. Range so close to being denied, but Zedonk keeping aggression out also forces a defensive tower, so going to be an extended 1000er play here for Dizzylechuckles after all. As we see the scouts archers approach from Gold Shaft on the right hand side as well. Skirmishers from GWB as well, cheaper for the Byzantines. Denying the archers and the real opportunity of damage at this stage. Defensive castle for Michael Jackson should be keeping aggression out as well. Top side, Scouts Archers not having much success here. 2 players committed to the feudal age for Dizzylechuckles. They did commit to some skirmisher defense, but not really spending gold should make it relatively smooth to get to the castle age after all. And I mean, you do spend some food on the skirmishers as well, so that could delay the castle age, but they should be able to, you know, get to the castle age well ahead of Gold Shaft anyway, or at a decent timing. They're not. They have some players in the castle age already, so they have that advantage, and they haven't really taken any real damage to the huge feudal age masses of Gold Shaft. So I think these Dizzylechuckles are in a good spot here. Matching the military numbers slightly ahead in economy. Monaspa now popping up for Michael Jackson as well. Should be careful with the early engagements though. That's only 2 of them. Not giving them any bonus. That's not really a fight you want to take, is it? Yeah, so no. Almost no damage. Abnormal did get 3 villagers somehow. Maybe the archers got through either here or there, but overall not much damage taken. Dizzylechuckles ahead in villager numbers. Matching in military numbers. And in before long we'll also see another castle popping up for the go against smashing at those Monaspa numbers. Cavalry archers for the Huns player. Will they break through and get any damage in here? Should also break through the gate here and range the gold to some extent, but I don't think Zedonk knows that the gold is there. Dizzylechuckles, or Dizzylechuck rather, entering the castle age, immediate town center. Going to pump out the cheap Poles cavalry here by the looks of it. Got 1 stable at least, but now going to drop the castle. Is it a forward castle drop this time? I like the looks of that. But who wins of 17 cavalry archers and 16 crossbows? And we have some skirmishers as well, to be fair. Yeah, that needs to be a forward castle. That should be fine. Skirmishers not getting great value there, but the cavalry archers are here. Nope, it's pulling back. Retreat! Picks off 1 villager here. Charts. Now, placing the castle defensively instead, just in case the armies of Gold Shaft should be breaking through here. Down on the right side, we have the crossbow mass of Abnormal again, joined by the cavalry of the Franks. Be an out castle. Yeah, if you had moved forward. For sure. Don't think they expected the armies to be that close and that coordinated. Gates open, but what does that matter? One house foundation here and the cavalry movement is very limited. They just pull out. They found castle, so not really much you can get done there. The game has evened out a bit now. They're matched in economy. Dizzylechuckles a bit lower in military, but they should still have the stronger military overall. Better mobility in the cavalry archers. Hans now got 30 of them. We're still missing ballistics for the Huns. That's a huge one to be missing at this point. The university is there. The resources getting close, I guess. We'll be clicking that any moment now, huh? Yep. So conserving the numbers nicely. Down south, Seed has been added forward by Orange, the Mayans player, but great defending for CWB so far. Top side, we also have the red and yellow player trying to get some damage in on the Huns player. Does deny a barracks for whatever reason the barracks foundation was placed there. The blue gets a unique effect. Let's have a look. Not yet, no. But also didn't really produce that many knights yet. Clutch walling here from the donk. Not sure if yellow and red would want to dive in here anyway. Now, cavalry archers pulling back home. Could be a great fight for green here. Let's compare these. Cavalry archers out. HP'd here, but you can still hit and run. Take out some of the cavalry, and now Dizzylechuck is here with a chunk of the cavalier, the knights as well. But only +1 defense, which hurts in this case. I guess that goes for both sides, but there's simply more cavalry from the Magyars here. And yeah, Magyars with their bonus get the attack bonus instantly as well. Two Magyars pushing here. I feel like CWB might need a defensive castle here, but hasn't been mining stone at all. So it's going to be tough to keep this siege push out unless the Georgians player can pull some cavalry over. Now getting some extra attack for the Monaspa because of the well, their attack stats stacking when they are grouped up in larger groups. Which means they should be trading decently against the Frankish knights, even with the lower HP. That is the case for Monaspa. Top side, big fight here as well by the looks of it. Yellow and red still got the HP advantage. But the cavalry archer mass increasing as well. Imperial H on the way for CWB. That could mean chemistry and bombard cannons to deal with the siege and to some extent these clusters of units. Or just halberdier against the chief halberdiers against the cavalry masses. Still keeping the eco lead for Dizzylechuckles. They're slightly behind the military, but nothing of consequence just yet. Again, hitting and running, almost one-shotting the knights now. Double cavalry archer, or double archer range production for the cavalry archers still. Gorge is close to breaking through here. Looks like the crossbow masses are comparable here. No skirmishers anymore for Grey. Knights obviously can't do much about those when they are like this. Enter them on a spot from behind. Not necessarily a great fight for Dizzylechuckles here. Oh. I would honestly expected them to trade better against the crossbows with that those extra attack stats from Molaspa, but as the group decreases in size, so does their bonus attack. Looking nasty for Dizzylechuckles again now here. This is going to be a 3-0. Let's see. That's huge, honestly, for Dizzylechuckles here. Massive power spike over the opposing team now. So an early arbalest for the Byzantines. Bracer is in, giving that extra range and attack. Cancellation Knights will struggle. Yeah, 8 villagers lost for Dizzylechuckles. Villagers moving across the map for apparently no reason. Monaspa production, not really happening at the moment. Here we go. Just a temporary stop. Do we have chemistry yet? No. So since there's no castle for the Byzantines here, I feel like we need chemistry and some bombard cannons to add to this push. We need siege to more rapidly stop the production, seize the production of the forage player, and just taking out the production buildings. But now look at the poles, cavalry massing here now, outmassing yellow comfortably here now. Oh, cheaper Poles cavalry, obviously, as the unique technology has been researched. I guess the Monaspa are taking out buildings quickly as well with this this attack boost that they get in large groups. Staying close here, Arbalest always protecting. Down so it goes down just like that, as will the production buildings. That's only one palisade gate stopping the units from entering, and Abnormal about to take a serious hit at home base here, whereas on the top side we have a comfortable hit points and army strength lead for Dizzylechuckles here. People did the path finding good work to their favor. Yeah, Knights engaging against Knights, cavalry archers hitting from behind as well. Mobility, huge advantage here for Dizzylechuckles. They could both hit and run, as opposed to the crossbows moving a lot more slowly. Yeah, look at that Monaspa just eating the town center here now. They have +6 attack now with this boost, and they're joined by a huge group of Byzantine Arbalists as well, still producing more. So that group is going to be increasing. Pushing both sides now for Dizzylechuckles, and they might very well have this one in the bag. So Orange is out of it. Only 40 villagers left, no military to speak of here. Where are the siege weapons though? Do we not need siege when we have this many Monaspa? You know, at this point, it could be a valid strategical move for Dizzylechuckles to have the Poles cavalry pull over here as well, just to even further strengthen your push to the downside here and try to set back the Franks even more. But as long as they're pushing the other side as well, that's fine. Ooh, taking chances here, seeding farms out in the open air here for sneaky stab. That should be heavily punished by the cavalry archer blast there. That is a lot of Frank's Cavalier, to be fair. Franks have been untouched so far in the game. But Dizzylechuckles, look at the military difference here. It's 100 military difference. They have a very convincing economic lead as well. Will they pull back home to deal with the Frank's Cavalier, though? I don't think you can quick wall this out. Stone wall foundations, yeah, good luck with that. That is ambitious to say the least, but anything to delay it is good, because now they're pushing big time inside of the Franks base. Maybe the Franks player will need to pull back home with the Cavaliers. Desperately trying to get in and to get raids in here, but for now, CWB is safe. Now a layer of stone walls behind as well. Another weak spot up top here, but I guess you could place a stone gate here and still keep your economy safe at home. Here's Testikui with plenty of knights here to engage, but sad news is that this truck has almost 80 knights out on the field, so that's twice the size of the Magyars army here. And in fact, better upgrades for this truck as well, so Franks can say goodbye for a good while now, down to 54 villagers. Economy not looking pretty for Gold Shaft here. It's like more than 100 villagers behind, also behind, or in, yeah, behind in every possible way, like almost 300 total population behind, as the GG well played is called. Dizzylechuckles taking a win here, leading us to a game 4. Sure why yellow would not resign there, but did so in the end. Right, so the military high should be interesting here. Army high for the Poles, that's 81 Cavaliers in the end for the Poles. Nice. Economy unsurprisingly best for the Poles as well. Lots of food collected. That's the Folvark farm economy right there. Fast castle for the Huns, straight into the cavalry archers, wasn't it? So that certainly paid off with the mobility and the coordination together with the blue player. So that's that. Back to the Civ draft. We have Georgians. Poles. And Byzantines win that one. Whereas on the losing end, we found the Magyars. Franks and Japanese. Good late play, not paying off for this one, for Jfish. So that's a win for Big Freeze. We will be going to Arena or Zimbabwe next. So assuming Arena, Vietnamese would be a decent flank there. Turk would be a pretty much a go-to, as would be the Burgundians. Burgundians, Saracens, Turks, and Lithuanians. That's what I would envision for Arena. And then keep the other civilization for more semi-open Zimbabwe map. As for Dizzylechuckles, Khmer comes to mind as a good pocket. Superior boom and with the fast farming and potential for battle elephants. Slavs, good contender. Sicilians, maybe some castle drop shenanigans, and Italians for a fast in Mong Treb comes to mind as well. Let's go into game 4. Still potential match point for Gold Shaft, but we'll see what they have been cooking for this one. It's not Arena, it's Zimbabwe first, which is a map used for Stronghold Fortress, but in 1v1, which I asked Marinto to adapt for 4v4, and he had the idea that we could add flanks on the outsides and the pockets inside of the walls, which puts great emphasis on map control in the early game, so the flanks will need to play Feudal Age, ideally. Don't think you should be getting away with any fast castle from the flanks here, but the 3-walled pockets could, of course, go for your great fast castle here. But as you can see, the resources are limited. There's gold, there's berries. There are enough resources here to carry you to the castle age, but you will need to move out, especially for a better wood source as the game goes on here. Statistically, with Tatars on the left-hand side here, would be nice for a scout's opening, and sneaky stab top side with the Vietnamese on flank. So scouts, archers might be working together on the outside here, and in the pocket position they have Saracens and Berbers. Okay, Berbers, cavalry archers, possibly cavalry to keep open map control as well, but we'll see. Relics hidden in the wood lines, openly accessible. Also 2 relics in the middle, so there's some incentive to play in the middle here, because you'll pop up a couple of castles in the middle and you could easily push your opponents away. We have Persians for Michael Jackson, great booming civilization, great cavalry, trash bows should we need them, and also Slavs, another fantastic economic booming civilization with arguably some of the best infantry in the game post-Imperial Age, with the Druzhina upgrade, giving the infantry some extra boost. Zedok with the Armenians in the orange here. Not sure what the Armenians are doing here, but if you are able to get to a huge chunk of composite bowmen, there's few things that could stop that. And finally in the red we have Dizzylechuck as the Malians. I don't really see where Malians fit in here. Late game they have the Farimba cavalry to raid across the map, could come in handy, but before that, suppose we'll see a scouts opening. It's not man-at-arms opening, isn't really viable here, and infantry is also one of the Malians' stronger sides. But yeah, I'm expecting feudal age play here from the flanks, so let's see what they bring us. Should be the scouts for Tistigui. Most likely the archers for sneaky stab just now. Adding some more villagers to woods. Zedonk already scouting the woodland, so good spot over there. Could be a nice early target. That's also something for to consider about the flanks over here, because the woodlands are very exposed. Yes, of course you could small wall them in like this, but there's a good chance there will be holes like this one, which means the scouts can waltz right in, or if you have archer support from your teammates, you will just still force the villagers to escape. Oh, stables it is. Audience player going for the scouts as well. whereas Zedong will open with the archery range. Same upgrades apply to the archer's crossbows as do for the composite bowman later on. So if you're going into the unique unit, so that's a good way to lead into that. Pockets on the other hand, blacksmith market all around probably. Well, blacksmith stable for the Persians, which also makes sense. Mongols were indeed banned, yes. So they will not benefit from the huge amounts of hunt around here. Ooh, elevation advantage for the lion. Okay, but I like this approach here, limiting the impact of the raids from these angles by walling in towards the middle, which was slow but eventually useful team wall going on here. Okay, let's see where fights are happening here. Scouts and archers coordinating here for these Dizzylechuckles. They know where the woodlands are, but they also... Wait, what am I saying? Was that orange and grey? So, I guess we cleaned up a couple of archers from orange with the grey scouts. Vietnamese scouts, you don't see that every day. Dots are not drafted at all, I think. Not that I can see. Sag. Yeah. Doff's infantry spam is always fun. Look at the Vietnamese cavalry now getting some snipes in here with the scouts. Gets one villager, almost gets two, might get another one still. And yeah, scouts alone won't be able to harm Dizzylechuck much here unless there's an overdrop, and here comes his own scouts pulling back here. Scouts are weakened from blue, so Dizzylechuck has the advantage, takes one just like that, almost takes another one. That's a little bit thanks to pathfinding, to be fair. But down they go. Easy cleanup for Dizzylechuck over here. In the middle we have a castle now for the Berbers, indicating the cavalry archers. Stubby the Angry Beaver more in booming mode here, as is Michael Jackson. So they're taking advantage of the safety of them being behind walls. They still have holes and stones inside their bases as well, so they don't need to move out to the exposed areas just yet. To respond to the text here, that's why I'm not talking about the game. Past Imp Saracens. Doesn't look like it, does it? Just in the woodland here, I like to see that. That's good pressure from Dizzylechuckles. Won't be long before they will be cleaned up by Mamelukes, if I'm going to guess so, unless the Mamelukes are planning to push elsewhere. Sneaky stab reaching the gas ledge there. Still haven't completed the walls, but looks like both teams have the same idea of securing their later game trade route with walls towards the edges. Thinking ahead for sure. Preemptive tower here from Zedonk as well. That's almost a little bit of an overcommitment here at this point, but they are behind in military, so that is a concern. Well, Archer's cleaning up over here. Some person's cavalry going down. What a huge mass of army now from Gold Shaft here. That is light cavalry archers. Vietnamese cavalry archers. Yes, why not? They don't get heavy cavalry archer, but they have the archery range bonus applying to cavalry archers as well. So even before Bloodlines, they have 60 HP. Another tower for Zedonk. That was bought, I think. Had to buy stone for that tower. So that certainly hurts. But the archers are here to defend as well. Prevents these Dizzylechuckles from pushing out to any particular extent here. And even the preemptive tower. How you could garrison the mule card inside the tower even. I knew that. It just looks funny. It's a cart. It's like a... I guess it's a large tower. Amal archers trying to find some damage over here. But camels of Dizzylechuck getting dangerous close as well, although this decoy is blocking that. So good team coordination from Gold Shaft there, as they will crunch through the walls. Still kind of the opening here. The villager's just he's acting like a human wall at this point. They found their way through. Gold Shaft with slight military lead. Dizzylechuckles with a very convincing economic lead here. With the pocket players mainly booming, not really providing that much military just yet. Slavs going for the siege approach here. The siege weapons are cheaper for the Slavs as well. And yeah, with the military investments, Gold Shaft's pocket players are behind, but they are dropping TCs to secure the woodlands, as opposed to what Dizzylechuckles have been doing. Dizzylechuck does have 1000 center on the wood, but still getting that harassed a little bit as well. So wood income is becoming an issue, I'd say, maybe for Dizzylechuckles. It's not any disaster just yet. Overcast now for the Saracens. Playing vigorously here for Gold Shaft. Does commit. Oh no, the villager path. Where are you guys going? Come on. Those three villagers could be the... I mean, that could be the reason this castle doesn't go up if it doesn't go up. But yeah, Purple should see it. Doesn't seem to mind all that much. Isn't that far away from the Imperial Age click. Neither is Michael Jackson. Thanks, DE. Now we're shooting to the sides for wood access. See, the wood is running low for everyone except for the Persians player, funnily enough, who has been collecting plenty at home base. Castle will complete. Maybe a petard here to speed up the process of entering the base as well. Looks, how are they doing? They are lacking a little bit of attack upgrades, but otherwise looking decent. Now the castle is targeting the wall as well. They're targeting different pieces. Scorpions in defense should be chasing away the Mamluks temporarily at least. And that's quite a few scorpions. That's 25 scorpions total with ballistics for purple over here. So when or if they become heavy scorpions, it's getting potentially nasty. Vietnamese cavalry archers, I'm guessing they work until the early Imperial Age, but even though you get Racer in Imperial Age, you still don't get heavy cavalry archers, so you're missing out on some of the key upgrades for the Vietnamese. We are through the walls, but will charge there to dive in with the Mamluks over here. What's going on down south? Again, harassing the wood lines to some extent here. Dizzylechuckles just isn't allowed to bring in anything at all. They're really low in resources, doesn't really have any chance to produce much at home base. Yeah, Malians is struggling here, aren't they? In this matchup. Tough situation. And as the Mameluke numbers increase as well, we have Imperial Age on the way, which means that elite Mamelukes will be on the way. Still working together with the Vietnamese and Gold Shaft. We still want to end this with this kind of army commitment. We still want to end it earlier because the cavalry archers of the Vietnamese aren't necessarily as viable in the Imperial Age. Diving away, what's the economic situation? I guess we won't be affording elite just yet, but looking to create an opening here. I think we need some siege supplement here from Gold Shaft to deal with this Scorpion mass. Otherwise you won't really be getting close, so purple is defending nicely for now. Has Imperial Age halfway as well. Walls seem to be complete on Gold Shaft's side, so they're dropping the markets, preparing that late game trade again. Securing that late game trickle of resources. We have Step Lancers mainly for the Tatars. Once again hitting the woodlands here. Look at the wood situation here. It's not very comfortable for these Dizzylechuckles, especially for our red friend over here who seems at a loss as to what to do with the Malians in this matchup, as he's admitted to. Representations popping out for Teal now. Could also use the Trebuchets to take out some Scorpions, to be fair. That's exactly what they're doing. So getting a few hits in there. Not nearly enough, of course, to diminish the mass. But purple is being awfully passive here, probably waiting for more important upgrades to kick in before engaging. Has stopped Scorpion production as well. I'm not sure why, because there's still wood and resources in the bank to keep producing them. Heavy Scorpion now completed. No, it's like the Godfather says, they haven't done enough. The booming pockets have established a good economy, but been a little bit too passive after the completed boom. Heavy Scorpions will still clean up quite a few of the Mamelukes here, so Saracens can't complete this alone, but we have a massive amount of elite camel archers coming in from the left as well. Trebuchets popping in. Actually, for the Persian's knights here is in the Imperial Age, but hasn't clicked that cavalier upgrade yet. In fact, has switched over to land cannoneers. I guess purple, a better play for purple could have been boyars here to match up with the cavalry and mobility of the opposing team. He goes down, leaving Teal with only one castle to replenish the Mamelukes. But on the right hand side, you could make some both Genitors and cavalry archers here. Still committing to the cavalry archers even when on the way to the Imperial ship. Will get Bracer, obviously helps the damage output of the cavalry archers, and now a forward castle as well to really push the Armenians here. Starts just screaming for help in the middle. Has seen the Scorpions, but where is the siege for Gold Shaft? We have bomber cannons for charges now, so honestly, a few lucky hits with these bomber cannons, and most of these Scorpions are done for, and purple hasn't really created any more for a while. So Scorpions work better in tight choke points rather than in an open field like this, and they're relatively unprotected over here. As we see the GG called, and it makes sense. The economy is resources in the bank, not really where they need to be, and the armor production just falling further and further behind for Dizzylechuckles. Well fought, but in the end, with a 3-1 for Gold Shaft. A little bit of a salty remark here. So yeah, I can only encourage people to use their full roster for playing. Try to introduce a rule that you have to use every player at some point in the league. The thing about that is there's no way I could follow up hundreds of games enforcing that rule to go in and see who's played, so just going to have to hope that most players actually use the players they've signed up with. Simple as that. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'll make sure to get this one up for YouTube and such as well, to be preserved for future reference. Thanks for participating. It's always a challenge to balance out the brackets. Hey, Crazy Joe, and bye as well. The stream will end here with these matches concluded. There we go. That is it. Or for everywhere, try to have them 2 or 3 times a year, as with 3v2 league and now 2v2 league as well. So we'll see. It all depends on my personal life schedule, and they can't be too close to each other because some players, or quite a few players, participate in both 3v3 and 4v4, so we can't have too much overlap. That's it. I'll have to run. This took honestly took a little bit longer than I thought. So see you around. Thanks for watching.